morning. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday to everybody. You guys are very impatient today. I think today was one of the days where I actually hit the stream button minutes before 9 o'clock, and I literally hit the intro as soon as I saw 9 on my clock here from Windows. So, am I late? I thought we are right on time today, and Devin says I'm a whole week late. That actually is fairly true. Maybe not in the context of what we're talking about here. So 9 a.m. is the official start time of the pit stop and has been for years at this point. So welcome to the show. Like I said, happy Friday to everybody out there, and I hope you're having a great week so far and an even better weekend ahead of yourself. I was having a really great morning until I fired up the show, funny enough. And it's because I'm looking at the first thing that I'm going to present on the news here today, and it's a very unflattering picture. I have really, I guess I have put on the COVID 30 and need to get on the bike because, woof. All right, so, what are your guys' thoughts on this before I bring down the screen, which is one of our topics today, what's on the screen there for our pit stop news. I like to start off the show now with what's going on in the Simpit in terms of video production, the video pieces that we've either put out or are coming out. And then I usually save the Simpit racing stuff for the end of the show. But I do make our top stories us. I think that's fair. Is that too much? Should I not be doing that? I don't know. But this week I put out a new video. And this new video is Shifter, Handbrake, and Dashboard, Deathmobile 2.0 Stage 3. So the Deathmobile, which started off as Deathmobile 2.0, and it was just really basically a redo of the original Deathmobile, made just a little bit stronger to accommodate a direct drive wheel. From there, I wanted to expand it. I did a monitor stand and a computer holder. And Stage 3 was being what I really wanted to add on to the original Deathmobile and never did, but that being a shifter and a handbrake. But with things changing, I mean, that's 12 years ago, I think it was, since the original. Well, now I have a 3D printer. We make our own button boxes. We got really high-end gear. So it was actually a different kind of a process, accommodating a heavy-duty handbrake and shifter, and then creating a center panel dash. So that is the latest video from the Simpit, and I'm very proud of that. If you haven't checked it out, you can find it here at the Simpit. In addition to that, another video that I've already promoted, but I just need to promote again for two reasons. Number one, a big thank you to Devin Booth. Everybody out there, if you're an old dog like me, and you grew up in the dawn of gaming, the dawn of sim racing, it's nice to go down memory lane. It's fine. It's fun to remember some games that you used to play, perhaps. Anyway, we have a history of sim racing project that Devin is doing, and it's going to be a 4-part series, the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s and on, I believe, is his pattern. The first one being the 70s, really the beginning, before sim racing, technically speaking. I'm promoting this video for two reasons. Number one, if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it. It's one of my favorite things that we've ever made here at the show. Number two, we are moving into phase 2, the 80s. And the hard thing about doing videos on the history of gaming or racing is that there are very few photographs of what was going on. So it's really hard to find great assets to show you and present this material. We are asking for help from you guys. So if you were gaming, if you were sim racing in the 80s, even in the 90s, but right now we're focusing on the 80s, I'd love to see some pictures. Maybe you have pictures of your old gaming consoles. Maybe you have pictures of you playing some early racing games with a controller, like a joystick. Whatever you can do to help these pieces will be much appreciated and only make them that much better. So that's the reason I'm promoting this is, get into our Discord channel if you haven't already. !Discord. Come on in. Or the Simpit on Discord. We have a link in the description of the show. Someone will put one up in chat, I'm sure. But it would be great for you to help us out on this piece because it'll just make it that much better. So anyway, wonderful piece by Devin Booth. I want to thank him again, and just again from me to you, one of the best pieces that we've ever seen. All right, on with regular sim racing news. Now that we've covered the Simpit stuff, I don't really remember the 80s. Oh, Joa, that's so true. I remember graduating high school. Well, sorta. That's a different story for a different day. hit me up on Discord if you want to hear about my high school graduation. All right. I think the biggest news this week might be the Raceroom force feedback update. New force feedback, new UI, new replays, new particles, new physics, new test drive tracks, new cars to test on the thing. So if you're looking for what is Raceroom, well, Raceroom's awesome because you can really play it for free. And they have increased the amount of content that you can play for free to get a sampling of what Raceroom is all about. And then, much like iRacing, it's a then purchase assets after that. The difference being that you don't pay for a monthly subscription, and the content is quite a bit cheaper or less expensive. Anyway, I have not tried it yet. Have you tried the new force feedback? Because for me, this could be a game changer for Raceroom. We played Raceroom a couple months ago. And every time, not just the last time we played it, I jump in it. I'm blown away by certain aspects of Raceroom. It's such a quality, awesome sim. Force feedback is not something that I thought was terrible in the previous version, but there was something about the physics, handling, and force feedback combined that left me feeling like it was a dated sim. So I am very, very, very optimistic about this update for Raceroom. And even if, it might be one of those things where there's some things that need to be fixed. So maybe this will be an improvement, and then our feedback can actually help them, tailor it for the future. Because this won't be the, one and done. It won't be the ends all, says all version of force feedback, I'm sure. Test the Pest. Now, that is an incredible... So you've tried it, Test the Pest. Thank you for your feedback. And it reminds you of Live for Speed, which, coming from me, that is a extremely high compliment. Because Live for Speed was one of the best force feedback games ever, in my opinion. So that actually, again, game changer. We've had a few things this year that we've been able to use the word game changer, I think, without being over dramatic. And I feel like in this case, Raceroom getting a significant force feedback update is a game changer. So I got to try it out. Great. Thank you, Test the Past, for giving us an update or heads up on it. Which, again, could be really cool. There is a full changelog, everything. So it's a Steam. You can get it through Steam. There is a full changelog of everything that went on, and cars, tracks, all that good stuff. Okay, RFactor also on the... Is Warpath? Warpath doesn't sound good. They're on the Frenzy. RFactor once again with more content, more updates, more going on a really frequent, basically you can almost say monthly basis. There's something going on at RFactor 2, I should say. Autodromo Nacional di Monza has been released, and that is also on the heels of their BMW M4 class car, which they did some videos yesterday. There's some announcement or some promo races and things, streams that went on. I know Mitchie was part of that, Mitchie Hoyer. So anyway, here is their video introducing RFactor 2. I'm sorry, Monza. I'm going to turn the song off here in 10 seconds. Whoop. So Monza, that's a big deal. This is I think Monza is one of those must-have love-hate tracks. Is that a fair assessment of Monza? You gotta have it. You gotta race it, and at the same time, half the people who race it seem to be like, ugh, Monza. That's probably true for every track. I think every track, somebody out there loves it, and somebody else hates it, right? Give you a great example. One of my favorite tracks on earth is Sonoma. Some people despise Sonoma, but it's one of my favorites. It's, mainly because it was my home track for a very long time. Never raced there, huh? Joe, never. Anyway, some shots of each corner by corner, taking you through the very famous, you gotta give it credit for Monza. It is one of the most famous tracks on earth. Now, there is our thumbnail of the day, if you remember, depending on your memory. This is the BMW M4. Can we call this the biggest slut in sim racing? M4 Class 1 2021. So another one of the new giant grilled BMWs that you can actually drive in RFactor. New free content as well. So here, we'll play that video. What's their music here? There's kind of a straightaway here and there. Tom. The uphill thing's almost a straightaway. Sonoma is a very challenging track. I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people fear it. Fear might be a better word than dislike. It's a challenging track. You got to put a lot of work in at Sonoma. All right, so here is the M4 for RFactor 2 at Monza. So new car, new track. There it is. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. All right, moving right along. RFactor is having their summer sale. So right now via Steam, you can get 60% off of RFactor 2 and huge pack discount. So some of the content is grouped together. You can buy the entire pack for a discounted price. So anyway, if you haven't tried RFactor 2, it's getting better every day and well worth the money, especially at 60% off. I think that's all we have from them. It is. All right, Gran Turismo has now crowned a champion. Valerio Gallo is the first ever Olympic Virtual Series Motorsport event winner. And he wins for his country of origin because that's the way the Olympics work. Valerio has won for Italy in the first ever sim racing Olympic event. So congratulations to them. I'm going to zoom in on this picture because this is a big thing, you guys. I guess I would have liked a gold medal. I thought he was going to get a gold medal. Anyway, so that is awesome for him. Congratulations. Now, not to be outdone, Rita has done the big update for Automobilista. So we teased this, talked about it. It happened the day after our last pit stop. But the big Automobilista 1.2.0.8 is now live. And the best way probably to experience what's going on there. Now, our good buddy, Sim Racing 604, did a cool video.
Guys, it's Mike for Sim Racing 604, and welcome back to Automobilista 2. We've seen a surge in popularity with AMS2 recently.
So what this is, and great timing with this update. So also summer sale, by the way. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Yeah, we're showing you here. But anyway, so on the 19th, the latest update is now live, and this is a very big update for AMS2. There's a lot of stuff. We talked about it week after week building up to this. But kind of in conjunction with that, literally the same day, but Mike at 604 put out the force feedback setup guide. So if you want, I mean, force feedback,
it's cool.
I'm not going to talk over you here.
How do I...
You know, you think about, we just talked about this with Raceroom and the importance of force feedback to get a quality experience in a game, and how much a force feedback update in the case of Raceroom is such a big deal, regardless of what game you're playing. I mean, it could be we could be talking about Wreckfest, we could talk about iRacing. Getting everything set up, getting your force feedback right is essential to the driving experience. It's essential to lap time. So if you want to get a in on, 70% off, I think we just saw for Automobilista on their sale, 75% off on their titles and DLC at the Steam Summer Sale. So right now, if you haven't tried it, this would be a great time. It is, so well worth the money at that price. And then before you even get in it, go check out Sim Racing 604's force feedback video, and then you'll enjoy the game that much more. All right, we've already talked about the wheel wars. Are we into the wheel wars now? I don't know if it's much of a war. What's your take on the wheel wars between Thrustmaster and Fnatic? I actually scratch that. War is a bad word. We are at the wheel explosion, exodus. We are at this point where all of our components are getting better on a daily basis. We used to have to wait years for a new wheel. And now we get new wheel choices on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So anyway, here is the new TGT2 from Thrustmaster. We already showed it, but they did put out a video, 4 years of improvement. I'm going to play the video a little bit here. I'm going to kill their music, though. So it does have some features in it. 23,000 billable hours. Back to compete. So they have this new TCC, I think they're calling it. They're going to put it DCC, Drive Curve Calculation. is one of the new features of the wheel, real-time feedback. Anyway, so here's the new Thrustmaster wheel, and I think that it's fair to say with the Gran Turismo, again, think back to the original TGT, and it was a PS4 wheel, primarily. Yes, I used one on a PC. It worked just fine. But that torque extra shaker motor didn't work. Anyway, you can see it's branded for Gran Turismo. And I think that's where this will have a certain market. I think it's kind of a no contest right now. This wheel, which is going to be relatively expensive compared to like the new CSL direct drive base, for example. Anyway, I just noticed Billy Strange Racing put out a video saying version 1.2 of Automobilista has changed his mind on the sim. I just noticed that out of the corner of my eye. But anyway, this is the flagship wheel from Thrustmaster. It's been updated, and I'm sure it will be the go-to wheel for like Gran Turismo competitions to an extent. So that's where their edge is going to be. Is really they're putting all their eggs into the Gran Turismo basket, I'd say, to an extent. Anyway, also, and again, why I said wheel wars, but again, I don't want to use that wording. Don't quote me on that. In the wheel explosion, the wheel exodus, we need, what's the word? The wheel revolution. It's so good for us. We need a word that capitalizes on how good it is for us that they are all making new wheels at such a rapid rate. Fanatic has a new Podium Series. So this is the Podium Series wheel. And it is the GT3 steering wheel. And again, it's one of these wheels. They're, showing it being used in the real Bentley. And then in Sim. Anyway, this is the Bentley GT3 hill climb car. And a wheel that was specially made for that car. And then its exact sister is this version here. Anyway, and they're saying the real steering wheel used in the can also be used in a simulator. So it seems like this is more than just that old, BMW version where they kind of did a little fakey. Anyway, it's an interesting wheel. There is a lot going on in this steering wheel. Really cool digital display in the dash in the center. And it's really unique. It's really awesome. I mean, now it's awesome because it has just these amazing features. It's got rotaries, it's got buttons, it's got extra buttons and extra rotaries. It does look like a Batman. Yes, it does look like Knight Rider. And so that's the thing. Here's this super over-the-top high-tech wheel, right? That's what it is. And with it comes the look of a super over-the-top high-tech wheel, which is going to, much like a modern car, if you're a massive fan of like a 60s gen Camaro, well, I'm not sure the new copycat Camaros even do it for you, and you're kind of old school or you're new school to an extent. This is definitely, no doubt about it, a new school wheel all the way. But again, it's the exact same wheel they're putting into that GT3 Bentley for the hill climb that's going on right now, I believe. Also, I wanted to show you this. The only reason I have this is a picture at the Fanatic Twitter page, and it's the actual real-life GT4 BMW. I'm sorry, M4 GT3. And I want you to look at this picture, because we know, again, this is the same thing, where Fanatic has made a wheel, and it's branded by Fanatic, even in the real-life GT3. Look at how close this looks to a Stream Deck. Look at how much that looks like a Stream Deck put into the car. I mean, I swear, I can see things that mean I know it's not. And it says Cosworth on it, right? Yeah. But how weird and how cool is that? 5 o'clock during racing? Yeah, I'm maybe that's an idle screen, Tofi. I think that might just be an idle. Like, when it's idle, it goes to clock. And how cool would that be? Yeah, Heiko, I thought the same thing. But in this one, they implied like it really, really, really is. I don't know. What are all those buttons for in a real car? Well, I don't know. Can we zoom in and see what some of them are? I can't really. I'm going to guess they're like traction control settings. I mean, he's got so much on the steering wheel as well, but anyway. Tofi, put a stream deck in the llama. That would be funny. He's referring to the Lotus or the Chotus. It could be done. It could be done. They're very crafty. I've seen stream decks used in a great many ways. Today is a big show, by the way. I better keep things going or we will be here all day. There's a lot of fuel pumps, lights, wipers, fans, cooling. There you go. Thank you. Stuff you don't need on the fly like that you'd have on the wheel, like ABS and things like that. But the stuff that you need is secondary. Like, well, is it raining? Well, then turn on your headlights. Do you need more cooling or extra radiator fans, perhaps? Anyway, yeah, look at the display on this as well. Look at how much, wow. Look at how much this almost resembles a sim rig of the last decade more than a race car of the last decade. I mean, is that a fair assessment? Am I making too big of a leap? But tell me that they aren't finally copying us, because we've been doing this for a long time. All of it. All right. What else? A few winners to talk about. Zelensky, he survived the triple overtime to earn eNASCAR victory at Pocono. So congratulations to him and the latest big boy of racing on the iRacing NASCAR side of things. Patrick Wolf and Matt Farrow, they won in the 2021 iRacing Watkins Glen 6 Hour. These are Team Redline drivers, so no surprise that it would go to one of the top teams in all of sim racing, that being Team Redline. And what else? NASCAR unveiled their new International iRacing series. So when the NASCAR has been predominantly North American, they are now expanding, which, if you think about it in real life, this is an area that NASCAR real life has been trying to expand as well. I've heard a lot of things about a real life NASCAR European series on the way. Team Redline was the first team to sweep Top Split special event as well. Thank you, Jason. I think I missed that at some point. Is there RGB in that cockpit? Good question, Tom Jones. All right. What else? European NASCAR. Yes, I've heard. This is happening. Simon Palat dominated the eNASCAR International iRacing Series opener at Brands Hatch. So you can see they're road racing if they're going to do it in Europe. Yep, there it was. That was the one. That was the one booth. That was this race here with Simon Palat winning over Paul Joffrey and Alan Day. All right, what else? Assetto Corsa, they have an event going on tonight. So they're saying tomorrow night. That's actually tonight. So this is the GT World Challenge Europe going on live, round 3 from Hungaro Ring Sprint. So they're big boy Esport if you're looking for entertainment. Other Steam sales going on. NASCAR Heat up to 80% off if you're looking to try out that game or just have some fun. And like I said, we are at that explosion, the exodus, the birth of a new era of sim racing, I guess. But every day, someone has something new in the world of sim racing products. And SimuCube teasing something here. This is a few days back, but just a little something we shared a few days back. It was well guessed, racers. Anyway, the hashtag 90% done. SimuCube wheel, SimuCube. So yes, this looks like SimuCube is now going to actually have a wheel from them available for their bases. Tom Jones, that's great. Yeah, no, I yes, this would be a division of, but yeah, but then again, does North American stock car auto racing really represent the series anymore? I mean, I don't think they say that word and haven't said it in a decade. I mean, they race a Camry. I guess you could call it a North American car to an extent. I don't think that's Verstappen. All right. What else? More. So this disappointed me, I have to admit. So this comes to us from Pure Rock Crawling. And if you guys remember back in like August of last year, I bought the early access version of Pure Rock Crawling because I thought, wow, this game really looks pretty good. Devin, I go to Feel VR's Twitter page every single week when I prepare this show. Every single week. And there has not been a post from them since January of last year. At all. Just nothing. Not one word. Anyway. I bought this in early access, and I played it, and honestly, it was downright terrible. I hate to say. I was really optimistic. But at the time, the company was doing such active updates, like monthly updates. And I'm like, okay, I didn't return the game because I thought, well, maybe they'll keep going with updates and it'll get somewhere. Well, and then they just went quiet. Just went quiet as could be. Anyway, so their latest one, June 24th, they have this customization update. And it basically addresses, like, nothing that would be on your concern list for the game. So I was just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Anyway, I'm still optimistic that someday we'll have a cool, another cool off-roading sim. Euro Truck, talking about Heart of Russia. So this isn't out yet. This is still just them kind of previewing their upcoming content. But they talk about the size and magnitude of doing Russia for a Euro Truck simulator. But just think of how big those extended in Europe. Think of how large the Euro Truck Simulator map is becoming if you were a full content owner. And in the case of American Truck Simulator, I think it's really because here they're talking about upcoming Wyoming update. America's a really large continent, sure, or country, I should say, but they're giving very, very specific regional updates to increase the quality of American Truck. And then on Euro Truck, it seems to me like it's almost becoming a more of a how big or how vast can they make it. But never-ending updates from American Truck and Euro Truck. I mean, if I were going to give an award, and we talk every year about doing the Simmies, if I were going to give an award to a company for the most significant updates to continue the evolution of their sim, without it being like an iRacing doesn't count in that category in my mind because they're a subscription. But I would give it to hands down to American Truck, Euro Truck. It's just constantly new content, updates, new content. I applaud them completely. All right, what else? This is interesting. Posted at GT Planet. One of the Simpit crew members posted this. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all the pit crew guys, and there are a few guys who do it all the time, and then we get people come in and kind of snipe a story in, but it's awesome seeing what I don't find and what you guys find out there for the news, so I always try to bring that to the show as well. Heading Out will be a driving game inspired by 1970s road movies, which is actually kind of scary, because weren't most of the 1970 road movies kind of scary movies, like, trucks charging down cars and things like that? Polish game studio Serious Sim has revealed Heading Out, a new driving game which distills the 1970s road trip movie into a uniquely styled gaming experience. And it looks like it's all in black and white, which is really an interesting way to make a game in today's day and age. Here, gameplay trailer. Here we go. Yes, dual, that's it. Thank you, Devin.
Attention all units, be advised. We are looking for a white muscle car of an unknown brand. You'll know it.
Would you play a game in black and white? I see cars moving in black and white. I can't even think of that one video. Dun 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 dun. You guys know what I'm talking about? Let's see, Codemaster. So here's an article from IGN talking about Codemaster's F1 new story mode. I'm sure you've seen the pictures of like the drivers shoving each other in the paddock, and or the little videos or memes, whatever you want to call it. Lee's history. Anyway, they say it's a proper journey. So I don't know if this version of Madden 2021. The story mode apparently is captivating. I hope. That would be cool. A little side story would be nice. So I wasn't going to cover this because we've talked about it and it's so ridiculous to me. But Car and Driver recently, this is all over the internet. I saw it on my Facebook. I saw it on my Twitter. I saw it in general news because they know I sim race on my news thing because, you know, they track everything we do. Anyway, Car and Driver tried out the Aston Martin $80,000 curved screen racing simulator. I know we've already covered this before, but I'm just going to cover the absurdity once again. $80,000 and 80,000 car and drivers hung up on the curved screen, which even the best of the best one of these is what, $2,000 maybe. So the other 78,000 is everywhere else. Looks like a shark. I think it looks like a bumper car. What do you guys think? Shark? I see a shark in that. Definitely see a shark in that design. A lime green Deathmobile Tofi. Maybe I should take inspiration and paint the Deathmobile lime green. Oh, Christine. I remember Christine. Maximum Overdrive, sure. Well done. A hovercraft. Yes, it looks like a Sharkmobile. Dun-dun-dun-dun. To Stephen Dager, it looks like a scam. The price is all the logo. Indeed, we know that's a big part of it. All right, we do have some other pictures if you want to just get an idea for the vibe of the rig. The $80,000 Aston Martin carbon fiber jet ski light device. They'll park inside of the homes of the world's wealthiest gamers. Okay, let me give it to you guys in a different perspective. This is $80,000. And you know it, and I know it. But that is... Yes, I 3D print the wheels for Aston Martin on the side. You guys didn't know that. No, okay, so I look at this and I'm like, all right, you can get a CXC simulation fully blown for about $80,000, which honestly, we all know we could DIY that for $20,000, right? It wouldn't be as fancy and as nice as CXCs. Not even close. But... looking at this from the perspective, not from us, but literally this is obviously built for uber wealthy people, right? We checked out the most affordable new Aston Martin for some gameplay inside of a Manhattan high-rise, right? It's the guy who owns a Manhattan high-rise who would put this in his game room. Tom Jones, I think it does, but I don't know. We could probably read ahead and find out. I didn't read, to be honest with you. I think it's a self-contained sim. But I look at this, and as ridiculous as that sounds, $80,000, because it's really made by Aston Martin, because it really is carbon fiber, because it does look like a Sharkmobile, aquatic vehicle, I could see this being a choice that wealthy people would make. Now, if wealthy people had any this rich guy had any sim friends, they'd come over and laugh their asses off at him, wouldn't they? I would. I'd be like, dude, I could have built you that for nothing. You know what? If you paid me half of that, I could give you something that looked that cool too. For 80 a happy year's worth of yeah. This or a new Corvette. But if you're uber wealthy, this is just, you know, to impress your friends, right? If you're super wealthy, like, you know, you can't necessarily go get the newest, biggest screen TV because anyone can get it. It's not like people get it, you know. No, this is something unique and different. It's a bragging piece, right? It just shows you, you know, it just shows you how absurd the wealth gaps in most countries are, because quite honestly, for me, that's like, wow, I could actually have a okay retirement, you know, and that wouldn't even be enough. And yet for other people, it's sort of like, oh yeah, I bought it and it'll collect dust unless my maid, you know, cleans it. I mean, this is only made for the people who are so wealthy they don't know what to do with their money. And I despise those people. And if you're one of them and you haven't donated to the show, I despise you. So I'm sorry. Now, if you're buying $80,000 and you haven't helped me out, then yeah. You watch this show, you know my poverty, and you buy $80,000 rigs and you haven't helped me out? Oh. You know, never mind. I could go on the whole rich rant. I laugh at all these people that buy such expensive things, because 80 grand, or people who buy jets, and I just think, man, if I were super wealthy, you know what the first thing I would do? Seriously? Personal assistant. I mean, you could have somebody at your beck and call for a full year for 80 grand. I mean, literally, just waiting. You snap your fingers and they move your mic back into position for you. All right. What else? All right, what else, you guys? Hot Wheels preview. This is at comingsoon.net. Preview. Hot Wheels Unleashed is a faithful yet lifeless racer. Aww. All right. I just like the shark. Speaking of shark, so here's the Hot Wheels version of the Aston Martin Simreg. Alesh Mom! You are my favorite. Alesh Mom, may you have the wealth to buy Aston Martin simulators. All right, but I knew it wouldn't be a reality. I knew this was going to be just like a controller game for kids, right? No doubt about it. I mean, I know it wouldn't sell that well, but it would be great to play a full-blown sim version of Hot Wheels. Yeah, see, I'm like a Buddha. You donate to me, and I wish upon you extreme wealth, right? I mean, I am the Buddha of sim racing. Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, I gotta keep the Buddha belly. It's good luck. All right. Oh, I hope everything's good. It looks good on my end. I hope everything's rocking and rolling. Forza, I continue. Forza Horizon 5 car list has been leaked for the upcoming release. I thought it was interesting how long they were able to keep the world confused about the region, right? I think they had the entire world convinced that the newest Forza was going to be in Japan, right? And then it turns out it was Mexico. They did a pretty good job on that. Anyway, here is the car list of what will be in Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, 5. Official trailer. We've seen that. But anyway, Hennessy Velociraptor. Oh, it's such a weird list if you look through it. It's such a weird hodgepodge of cars in a weird way. You know, everything from a Ford F-150 Raptor to a Lamborghini Aventador. You know, AMG Project One, Mercedes Unimog. Isn't Forza in Mexico? Yeah, I was excited for Japan. I thought it was gonna have like this drifty, Fast and the Furious vibe. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Yeah, that is. Tujay, did I say Tujay? Did I say that wrong? Do I have to disclaim that? That's what I was kind of hoping for, was that Horizon 5 is going to be this, like, Fast and the Furious, was that 2 or 3? Fast and Furious 3, I think it was, Tokyo. I was kind of hoping they were just going to kind of take that influence. But, no! Psych! Mexico, supercars, buy insurance. Oh, Bobby, we have a lot of slow guys. What do you mean? We're all slow. What do you mean? Hey, Dynamic Kinetic Racing, how you doing? All right, what else? Steam sale. So if you didn't get the idea from the 3 or 4 places that we talked to you about the sales going on, the Steam Summer Sale is going on. So that includes most of your favorite sim racing titles. It also includes just about every game on planet Earth. So if you are looking for fun, you know, I need to get in there. I haven't done it yet. Last Steam Summer Sale, I bought myself, I don't know, I think with VR, I bought probably 10 games. Maybe 4 or 5 VR games and 4 or 5 regular games. And I didn't play at least half of them to this day. I bought them on the last, so be careful. Be careful. Only play them buy them if you have the time. But if you've been thinking about new games or trying something in another genre, it is a good time to do that. All right, we're gonna look at some rigs, and we're gonna talk about some Simpit stuff, and then we're gonna get on with our day here. So looking at this, I like this because this guy just embracing everything I talk about at that, just whatever it takes, right? Ether expression. Cheap. Oh my God, I didn't check the rig section of our channel. Booth, I'm sorry. Can you try to help me remember that next week? I might be able to try to do it live. I promised you guys that if you came into the Discord and posted links about your rig, that I would be on top of it. And I just now, not when I was promoting the show, we'll see what we can do about that on the fly, if you guys don't mind. All right, so anyway, this one, G27 wheel, E30 BMW seat, 3D printed knob, USB handbrake, Logitech keyboard. Anyway, this guy just went the hodgepodge of cheap gear to put himself together. Quite a cool VR rig, including using a number pad for a button box, which is genius when you're trying to be on the low profile. Alma Ramirez, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the machine, we like to say. Anyway, nice looking rig there. This one, we've seen this before. Here's another ladder rig. This one by XXX Furball1. Rate my rig. You know, the design, look, it has inverted pedals, you guys, on a ladder rig. Brilliant. Awesome. I tell ya, I might need to build a ladder rig here on the show. I think I have a 5-foot fiberglass ladder in my storage unit that I just don't need. And maybe it's time that we turn that into a DIY rig. Because I'm really impressed looking at this one. Next week could be a Discord rig special. Devin, should I do it live or just do, should we make it clear? Just getting it done. Exactly, Terry. I talk about this all the time on the show. Whatever it takes, man. Just get it done. I don't care if you use a broomstick handle for your handbrake. Speaking of which, we're going to come back. Hold that thought right there, by the way. This one here, Nutcracker. Living in Asia, especially Hong Kong, space is limited. So I made this half rig and stand. That is just another case of doing whatever it takes, right? Just get it done. You guys like the idea of a ladder rig? Yeah, golf club. That works great. It's got a grip on it and everything. Booth sending me a list. Look at what you have, then go to Discord when you're done. All right. Yeah, I want to collect them better. Oh, Dominic Cordum. Okay, we're going to show Dominic's this week because he was the first to jump on last week's request. So here's what I'm going to do. We'll get to there. Give me one more moment. All right. We did talk about DIY stuff. Number pad. I mean, yes, I embrace and I buy and I build my own button boxes for sure. But DIY button box. Picked up a number pad, added some paint, a few labels, and it works great. Set it up with F1 2020. There you go. Okay, you sent them to me. I can use yours then. All right, thank you. Thank you for that, Devin. I appreciate that a ton. A Lego rig, a macaroni rig. What's a macaroni rig? So one of my ideas for a fun show for a long time, I just haven't gotten to it, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've increased content production, which means I'm actually getting to the point where I can start getting on some of these other ideas and fun things I want to do. One of my plans is a pickup rig, I call it. So, and I couldn't do it live, but it would be putting a GoPro on and driving around like behind the supermarket and looking in the garbage bins or near a garbage bin, trying to find things like a broken shopping cart, a ladder, whatever I could find to come home and throw it all together and then run a race that night in that rig. Like, I have to start in the morning and I have to build it from scratch and race it. Anyway, that is one of my plans. Yeah, I've recommended the number pad button box a long time. I also recommended another great, I'll do this on the fly. One thing, Thrustmaster, whoops. Makes these, well, they're $90, so it's not as cheap as a number pad, but for me, this is another really good option. This button box right here by Thrustmaster is made to go with their flight stuff. And this is just a picture. It's not a display. It's actually clear. You can put whatever. And I did a show on this. But if you look at this thing gives you two panels because it's made after the A10 Warthog. And it has 5 buttons on each row. So you have 20 buttons per pad. And then you have 4 rockers per pad. And you can actually put whatever you want in that center thing. It's just a plastic sandwich. So you can pull it out, put a piece of paper in, which means you can write what all the button functions are or print something out. Really good idea for, $90 for 2 of them. So you could split them with a friend. $45 each. It illuminates. Anyway, or you can use a number pad, which you can pick up for like $9 on Amazon. Another great bamboo rig. That would be great. You like the dumpster dive rig? Junkyard Wars? I could challenge people to build a better scrapyard rig while doing it. I could do that, Booth. I could stream. I believe I have it set up where I can stream from my Mimo, if I'm not mistaken, or from my GoPro, one or the other. It could be done. Steven, can you bend PVC with accuracy that way? I mean, is that I've never done that. $5 at Fry's when they're going out of business for it. All right. Or that would be the other thing. So salvage materials rig is the best idea. You guys like this one. That would be the other thing, is get you guys put the list together of parts together that I have to make a rig out of. So it'd be sort of like all of a sudden I, open up a random box of stuff. I don't know how we do that. Yeah, Forged in Fire, one of my favorite shows, Terry. One of my absolute favorite shows. All right, now, we talked about broomsticks, right? Boom, check this out. $0 DIY handbrake made from garage scraps. I love it. I love it. Take that, expensive shifter makers. This is posted by Pinky Finger. And look at that handle. Bam! I will have to look into that, Steven, for sure. A PVC rig V2. Yeah, just scrap. This would I have to find it, like literally, and that's why I want to GoPro Chronicle it, so that you guys can see that it was legit, not some staged thing. It is the theme of today's show. We started off with all the new gear, new Thrustmaster wheels, new Fanatic wheels, and we finished with broomsticks and ladders. Was he using a handbrake and a skippy? I didn't notice that. But did you see how slick this is? So there are a couple of things I want to point out in the design. Heiko, I'm sure you can appreciate this. This spring is now the resistance. So the resistance is not the button on the controller that's been cannibalized, right? I mean, you know what would be cool? This guy could actually probably make a second lever for a sequential shifter. that like moved this knob left and right. But that spring is the resistance that it's doing. Boom, 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 boom. Real simple, really awesome, real ingenious. Ingenious, is that the word? Dynamic, I would love to do that. I would love to put the kit together and then nominate 3 or 4 people to take on the challenge, and they chronicle and videotape their build, and then they send us the video, and they send us video of them driving it built out of the kit. You know, the random box of scrap to build an entire rig out of. Bobby, yes, I thought about that too. Technically, it's illegal to do that, so I have to be a little bit careful, especially if I'm videotaping and and chronicling it. All right. Anything else? I'm just checking in with you guys before I move on, because we're sort of at that stage where we're talking about various different things. Next thing really gets down to Simpit business, Simpit racing. I'm going to give a little more thought to 2 things. Number 1, I need to write them down. I like the idea of doing a ladder rig, and I really, for a long time, have wanted to do a scrap rig. And I don't know about dumpster diving as much as just sort of driving around complexes and things, just kind of looking for things thrown away. Well, I've thought about it. So a shopping cart, to me, would be such a wonderful thing to accomplish, finding a broken shop, because the grid could make a really good seat, and you just have to kind of shape it and then put a couple towels over it or something, right? Oh, Jason, that would be really good. But yeah, give me a few pieces of metal, a few pieces of wood, give me something that I can turn into the seat, and I think we could do it. I think, I think it could be done. Live. Yeah, now, so I thought about pallets, Booth, and I almost thought, Bobby, 25 cents at Aldi for a cart. Pallets. I thought about pallets, and I thought pallets would be cheating almost. Like, is that just like, cool, yeah, give me 3 pallets and I'll have a rig in an hour. Troll, well, it's a great time for that because we have no lakes here in California. You just walk out to the dry lake and grab whatever cart you want amongst the cars, boats, rigs, guns, bodies. Yeah. 3D print the quarter. Yeah, it only has to be the shape of a quarter. Junkyard car parts would be good. Okay, so a broken pallet. How about that? You can't... All right. You guys, I think that this is going to have to be a go. Like I said, production is really good and up for the Simpit right now. We have a few new products on the way. If you're a patron, you probably saw the teaser picture of the studio all cleared out, waiting for something to fill that space. Those somethings are going to be here starting today and over the next week. We have several somethings on the way. So lots of good stuff, and I'm going to keep the scrap rig alive for sure. All right, so looking at the Simpit real quick, I want to start off with going to the articles page. That's where, again, give you a reminder that Deathmobile where we did the upgrade with the shifter, handbrake, and dashboard video, that's at YouTube, but you'll also find it in the article section on the simpit.com, where you'll also find our historic rally results. So looking at the historic rally at New Zealand, it was David S. rocking the win with nearly a 40-second lead over Calum. Hey, PS4, well done. And Booth coming in third place. So that is the historic rally results from this week at the Simpit. And in the regular rally, we'll call it, David Clymer wins it with 35 seconds over Calum in second. Look at that, 2 in both for Calum. And Heiko coming in third. So that's what's going on in the Simpit rally leagues. And then when we look to the Oval League, do we have results from last night? You know, it's a shame because our events happen the night before the show, so it's kind of hard for our European people to update beforehand. Let me see if we have an update. This is at season, and that's Texas. So I don't know. Actually, here, what I can do is show this. It should be updated today. Last week's winner was Wayne Roberts over Jeremy McLam over Donald Warren. Well, last night, even better, Devin Booth did the Oval Series broadcast with Joshua Steam King Peterson, and you can watch the entire race and see how things played out. We should have an update in the points for next week's show, or it will be updated at the Simpit probably today at some point. So here it is. Is this coming to the line? 148 to 150. Let's go ahead and play this out. Hey, we own this. We can play this audio.
Lap 150 as they come across. You heard them. That's the checkered flag. David Clymer with the win today.
David Clymer! Well done, buddy.
Nick Boyd in second.
Donald Warren finishing in third.
Mike McMillan in
awesome.
sixth.
So you can watch that whole race broadcast that was done at Simpit Live on YouTube, and you can check that out as well. Turning our attention to the Road League. Last week was the opening of the Road League. That's the series that I'm competing in. And last week we were actually at Watkins Glen. And I want to congratulate Sam Holt on the big win there over Terry Crouch. I think it was about a 5-second margin between the two, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin Burrows finishing in third. And look at that, Shaun Cole finishes in fourth place, Amir Assad in fifth. And that was the first race of the season. And on Sunday, we'll be at the ever dangerous Long Beach. And I say dangerous because I don't care how good you are at Long Beach. It is so easy to make a game-ending mistake. So, should be an exciting one Sunday at Long Beach. What else is going on? We played this video. So, tomorrow is the Simpit Patron Appreciation Race for June. We did a race last week. Last week, we were actually we did a double header. So, last week, we did Indy Road, just like they did last month in Real Life Indy. And this week, tomorrow, we are doing the Indy Oval. Right now, I'm going to show you. This is the trophy. This is the trophy for Terry Crouch, who had an incredibly hard-fought win over George Sandman to win this trophy. It was a dogfight for the entire race, and there is Terry's trophy. That is our Borg Warner copy by the Simpit with the Simpit flashing logo on top. So we will have a sister to this trophy on the line for tomorrow's race, and there's still time. If you want to help support the show, you support the show, you're eligible to be in the Simpit Patron races, and all you have to do is go to patron.com/the Simpit. I think that's what it is, but it'll look something like this. And all of our members are available, or eligible, I should say, to run in the patron races. So congratulations to Terry on last week, and tomorrow will be Indy Oval at 10 a.m. practice, 11 a.m. my time for the race, and should be exciting. Me and Devin Booth will be calling the action. And again, the sister trophy, an identical trophy to this one. Special trophies this month. Usually we have a template that honors the event and track and everything, but these are a special pair for this month. And that should be a real fun race tomorrow. So, and then Sunday, of course, we have the Simpit Road League. So I wanted to show a few rigs that came in from the guys. And let's see here. This is by R. Choose. Did I get that right here? Open link. Let me just get this all set up properly. Here we go. Nice looking computer there, huh? So check out this. This is again one of our pit crew members, R. Choose, RC Hughes. I'm sorry, I don't know that name. I think he came in as a result of us asking. So thank you for joining the pit crew this week. Oh, I love your Porsche paint scheme wheel there, your wheel cover. That's real slick. Nice looking rig. Look at this rig, everybody. And a selection of wheels to choose from. Whoops. Nice selection of wheels to choose from. And you can see this same paint scheme on the Porsche Lego model. Nice setup. You got a great looking rig there. And, I missed I missed the name on that new sub. Thank you for subbing. Maybe I'll get it on my other notifier there. Let's see here. Here's Daddy posted this one. An OG RS1. Look at the white OG with the red seat. Man, I remember that. Nice sound system, by the way. And a nice Fanatic setup there for his rig. Giant TV. Oh, and I see you got it on casters, so you can roll it away. Out of the way, I should say. July 4th is Sunday. Yeah. Well, from now on, we only show rigs that have Simpit stickers. Lil Pup, thank you for the subscription. Thank you, Booth. Thank you for that. And let's see here. Now, Dominic Cordham. Dominic is an old friend of mine. He helped out on the show back in the early days. And real good guy, Dominic. So here's his setup. And I want to point out one thing in this. I think this is the Derek Spear design. I think it was called the P1. Was that the P1 box? It's got 3 rotaries, a bunch of boxes, but look at this cool shape. I always liked the shape of this button box. Anyway, way back when I gave one away on the show, and Dominic Cordham ended up winning. Here's another shot of Dominic's rig, I should say. And Dominic won the rig in one of the first contests we ever did on the Simpit. And when he won, he asked me, yeah, well, can you sign it? So anyway, he actually has my autograph on this button box from Derek Spear from way back when. And anyway, very cool. That's another trip. Yeah, it's a guitar pick shape. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, I think what was the question there, Alesh? No races, so I don't know. Maybe Shaun planned something. For what? Next week, pit stop on Shaun. Of course, you have 4th of July. 4th of July is on Sunday. There will be, so the next show, Friday the July, thank you, Lash. For anybody wondering, I can do that, Terry. I can do that for sure. Yeah, well, I guess it was a special request. David, it just doesn't occur to me that people would want me to sign stuff. I have no problem signing things that I send out, like trophies, for sure. Anyway, yes, July 2nd, there will be a show for sure. Now, here's the dilemma, another dilemma. We covered ourselves on the rig. If you would like your rig seen on our show, you just head over to our Discord channel, go into the Sim Rig section, and post your rig, and I will do my best to remember, and I'll have those trying to help me remember to go ahead and make sure we get your rig on the show as well. Now, question is, the last 2 Friday nights, I have at 4:30 been on the air doing some random racing and playing. Here's my dilemma. Right now, I am waiting on a delivery of something that's going to get built right over there. And right now, I have my curved monitor sitting on my chaise lounge in the living room. It's actually my recliner. And my computer sitting right here, which means I can't even edit. I haven't been able to send email. I don't have any of my functional computers available. So my question was, do I skip being live tonight in order to maintain order? Because tomorrow we have the patron race, and then I'm working on the Porsche in the afternoon. Sunday morning we have the race, and then I'll probably be exhausted Sunday afternoon, and I really want to get to editing because we have a few shows that are in the works right now. So I definitely want to keep things going. Anyway, I'm trying to decide. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live or if I'm going to be trying to get the next show in the works and skip out on this night's fun. So, I guess I don't have a perfect answer for you on that one. Be sure to subscribe or check us out on our Twitch channel. That's where I've been doing our Friday night fun, 4:30. So, depending on things go, yeah, Tom, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like the survivability of the show counts on me producing videos. We have some great stuff in the works, and I just don't want to be slowing it down. So we'll see what we can pull off. If I get out there, I get live, it'll be on Simpit Live at Twitch. And if not, I'll be getting the studio back in order and getting the next review underway, or the next review, because what we have, I'll show you. I'm going to tease it right now. I filmed it yesterday. I just need my editing studio back to be able to finish it. But if you haven't seen these before, these are the IMB Racewear sim shoes, sim boots. These are made specifically for sim racing, and obviously they make custom versions, and you can see here's the Simpit custom version, which match my, look at how look at how dirty these are. I use these every time I race now. Ever since I got these, I've used this pair every single time. I have a pair of long ones as well, but this is the pair I use almost every single race. Anyway, this review will be coming out very quickly. In addition to that, I'm working on a triple screen versus ultra wide. I bought an ultra wide, installed it, started racing, and I never even thought, hey, maybe others want to hear my thoughts on this, especially this versus triple, so that's in the works. And then, again, we had that full half of the studio cleared out to do something with, and that something should be here hopefully right now when I hang up or when I end the show. So anyway, that is going to do it for this one. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the crew, and thank you for making it so much fun. You guys increased the conversation. The chat, getting back to live and having it being an interactive show is a lot more fun for me. Hopefully it's more fun for you. So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Get out there, do some sim racing. Join us for that patron race if you'd like to. Tune in Sunday for the Simpit road race and get out there and do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track. Okay, I really don't have anything else to add to this show. I really did want to really express thank you guys. Thank you. I really sincerely want to thank you for being part of the pit stop in particular. This show has been, one of my favorite things to do, especially when we get to interact, like I was just saying. I think it's really important that there's a place that we can consolidate and talk about everything that is going on in sim racing. And so I just want to thank you for being part of it. And if you are here week after week, it means a lot to me that you hang out and appreciate what we're doing here with this show. So get out there, do some sim racing. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.